we've heard from political parties, right? Heard from analysts, heard from a number of people who are watching the story. But it's important to also hear from the communities and how are they impacted by all of this. Also, what do they make of what's going on? Let's speak to SABC News reporter Pimani Baloyi, who is standing by with a reaction from Polokwane. Pimani, good afternoon to you and thank you so much for your time. Certainly, a lot of people were expecting that the budget speech would go ahead. It didn't. What is their reaction?
Good afternoon, Bongiwe, and good afternoon to our viewers. Indeed, Bongiwe, there were high expectations from South Africans around this budget speech. In the morning, Bongiwe, we were in a village called Mapata outside Giyani, where residents were saying they struggled to access water, stating that a transformer in their village was damaged in around October last year, and since then there was nothing done to fix it, stating that they now rely on water that they purchase from community members who have drilled boreholes. So these are community members who were hoping that Minister Godongwane today would be allocating some funds towards service delivery related issues, but specifically towards water allocation. You do know that residents of Giyani, we do have that Giyani bulk water project that has been ongoing for years, and we know that even in his State of the Nation address, President Ramaphosa addressed that specific project and even switched to speak in Xitsonga when he mentioned that his government would be ensuring that the people of Giyani have water. And today people were hoping for details in terms of how much will be allocated to that project, but not just that project, others that would ensure that they get access to clean running water from government. But that is, the community now has to wait for a few more days before the minister can give details in terms of how the budget will be allocated. But you are right, Bongo, we are now in Polokwane getting more and more reactions from community members. I'm going to bring in Mr. Khoza to be the first person that we speak to. Tatana Khoza, thank you so much for your time. The minister was unable to deliver his budget speech as expected. As a resident, how do you react to this?
Yeah, my reaction to the postponement, number one, is that when I read somewhere, it's more like there was no proper consultation, even though there are structures in Parliament. And my belief is that the budget should be approved by Parliament and not just a few people. So I think, though we're disappointed that the budget speech has not been delivered today, but we believe that it's a chance to go and fix, to go and make amends, to go and actually consult further, so that whatever is delivered on the day is not only making a few people happy, but it makes the communities happy, because we really are waiting for service delivery. It's not fair to find ourselves having a budget speech that instead of giving more to citizens, is actually taking more. If indeed there was something to do with the taxes that were going to be increased, it means instead of us receiving more service delivery and other things, we were going to be getting more taken from our pockets. Our pockets were going to be having bigger holes. So I believe that, like I say, if someone is preparing food for other people, that person must be able to enjoy the food themselves. So if you prepare a budget speech that is not fair for others, it's only happy, you are only the only one who's happy with, then it means it is not a good meal for all of us.
Tatana Khoza, we still have time until the 12th. What do you expect the minister to include in the budget speech when he delivers on the 12th?
Obviously, job creation. We have got a lot of youth who are loitering around. Sometimes it makes one wonder what the plan of the government is when our youth, some have passed matric, but they can't be accepted at universities. I would be happy if I would hear by the end of the budget speech that maybe there are 3 more universities that are going to be built. There are a number of, even if they were to say 10% of youth that are unemployed will be employed somewhere, it would do wonders to, I think, to South Africa.
Thank you so much, Mr. Khoza. Bongiwe, sentiments that we've been hearing throughout the day: job creation, education for the youth. But I'm going to bring in another community member, Ms. Awerani. Well, Awerani, thank you so much for your time. My first question: you still have time. You can still influence that budget speech when it's delivered on the 12th. What's your first advice to the minister?
First and foremost, I think being in the health sector, we would be looking at the health benefits of this kind of speech. We have recently been involved or been hearing about the issues that has been happening in America and all the funds and sponsorship that are being cut off and how it's going to affect our health sector. And being in the sector itself, it's really worrying for the future of our patients and the community at large. So we are hoping, or we've been hoping, that the budget speech will try to be an eye-opener to what is going to happen in the future. So still being hopeful that whenever the budget speeches come into process, we'll be able to have that feel or have that ease into the future of the health sector.
How do you react? At the nick of that delivery at 12, the minister announced that it will no longer be delivered. How do you react to the postponement?
Like I'm saying, it's a bit disappointing because we are hoping that something as an eye-opener will come up, looking at the health-related issues and how it's being affected. But at the same time, with the disappointment, we're still hopeful. We're still looking forward to, probably there's more that is still being planned, and there's more that will still come, and the service delivery and everything that is affected by such a budget speech. Whichever decision to postpone, we are hoping is for the best. As long as it's disappointing now, but at that particular time, we still are hoping that it's for the best that is being postponed, that whatever happens, we are able to benefit more from our government.
Thank you so much. That is Awerani Bongiwe, who is saying they are very hopeful that the last-minute changes that will be effected to that budget speech will lead to residents of South Africa benefiting. She also spoke about her as a health worker, how they are hoping that there will be changes, positive changes that will lead to them being able to render proper services to their patients. Bongiwe?
Yeah, Pimani, as you speak to the residents there, it's very clear. Job creation, you listen to the issue of, the health allocations is something they were looking forward to. And when you touch on the issue of water, it's quite a big one in that province. One thinks about the Muyesha Nodal project, for example, that was, to be set and help people get water. So certainly a lot of focus on service delivery issues there. Pimani, thank you so much for wrapping that for us with important voices, the residents and the community members of South Africa. How do they view this particular moment?